Sorry. Perhaps I need to work on the slicker transition from press and go. I could work. It's because we use a stupid iPhone. It's not stupid at all, but we can never see where it's recording. If anyone knows how I can press go from here, but confirm it is actually... There must be an accessibility to turn the light on.
It's really boring, don't you?
No, I know. I'm sorry. Happy...
When you look at the click-through rate, people watching our video and clicking off, it's really you going...
I know. Happy... what is it? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everyone. So how are you all doing? I know. How are you all doing? Right, what we thought we'd talk about today is we wanted to share some diversifying wins.
Yep.
And
basically just what we've been up to the last 24 hours, because this is our vlog at the end of the day. This is how we're coping with everything you're going through as well, and so you can see what real life is like for us. And yesterday was good. We had a paying client yesterday, which was amazing, and that was a bit of normal actually. It was really nice for me to be able to shut the door on the office and get some work done and feel like it was something proactive that we were doing, which is our usual normal. And it was really, really productive, and I enjoyed that. And then went straight into homeschool mode, went straight into lessons, trying to do fractions with a 6-year-old who doesn't have the best grasp of maths.
It's just not her forte, is it?
It's not.
She's a creative type.
And I know that there's all these memes and stuff going, teachers, we're never going to say you do nothing again. Kind of true. And then went into full-on just... Let's get outside. We've got a timetable. We have a whiteboard in our kitchen where we have...
It's more structure than routine, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't like routine, but I love structure.
We always said we'd never be those parents who have that kind of structure. We've always been a little bit flow, like go with the flow kind of stuff, and that's why they're so chilled. But actually, it's the only way we've really been able to get through the day is to have that kind of, okay, where are we at next? And
I found this last night. We didn't, and we're only on day 3, let's be honest here.
I know.
Last night we didn't kind of have a conversation about, because we were getting ready for today's YouTube video that goes out at 10 a.m. Or went out at 10 a.m. Went out because this recorded for. And so we were doing that last night, so we didn't get around to having a chat about today. And I felt quite aloof this morning.
You did.
But then that's probably more of a reflection on me than our kids, who are quite happily right this second watching High School Musical 3.
No, they're not.
Frozen 2. Oh, they're watching Frozen 2.
Apparently, that's what you need to do, kids and parents with kids, is put them to bed slightly later. And this is, when we say slightly, like, they went to bed at 7:45, really late for them. But they're like, it's a late night. We put our projector on, put a film on, and Joseph woke up at 8 o'clock this morning. He has never woken up at 8 o'clock in his entire existence, has he?
I think it's the first one of our kids to actually have a solid 12 hours, isn't it? Yeah, so our kids are early risers, which works for me.
Yeah, but I had to go upstairs this morning, had to have my shower, had to get dressed, even straighten my hair, even though I'm not going anywhere today, just to feel like I was getting up and starting the day. You have taken it a little bit slower this morning.
I have. I didn't have the best night, so I didn't go to sleep well. But this is now just as boring as me discussing my iPhone. But I didn't go to sleep brilliantly, and I woke up fractionally. Even though the kids didn't, I did. What was my other thought I was going to talk about? Is it also wrong that I'm seeing the social distancing lockdown as a bit of a challenge on how long can we actually go for before we need to leave? Like, this will be, if we're really honest, I went out on Sunday lunchtime to cut my mum's grass. Sorry, everyone. But it's only Wednesday, so that's kind of, we're on day 3 of not leaving the property, and I'm kind of keen to see how long we have a slight advantage.
We're quite
well, I did get a Tesco's home delivery booked in before they all disappeared, and it's due tomorrow morning. So if it turns up with food, I reckon we're good for another 10 days without actually having to leave. So we will. But see
also, we're quite
fortunate
in the fact that there are a few very small food suppliers in the area, because we're kind of semi-rural. So there is a place called Shergold's that we will be going to if we need to get fruit and vegetables, who are seemingly very well stocked still, because people are still going to Tesco's and Sainsbury's and fighting the masses.
Well, we've done that since the panic kind of started. Panic, I don't like using that word actually, panic. Since people started ensuring they had some food and produce at home, we favoured the smaller shops, not just like local, I'm talking like Tesco Express type stuff and co-ops. And actually, majority of the time, they had what we needed, didn't they?
Going back to positives, because this is
it's a bit flat. I'm sorry, I'm a bit flat
today. You're flat days.
Yeah.
A few wins this week that we want. Cause what we're going to start doing. So
share the wins.
We have decided to start using a hashtag on our content. You may have seen it if you've been following any of our stuff for the last few days. It's hashtag Be More Yellow. And I didn't. I did an Instagram story on it yesterday. Didn't get a lot of reach. I don't know if anyone saw it or not. But what we would really, really, really love, because this is about community right now, and this is because we're all kind of going through at the same time, we've created this hashtag, Be More Yellow. And what we want to do is you to start using that in your posts if you are really battling it, and if you're really trying to promote your stuff, if you've got a product that you want to push, if you're just wanting to talk to a wider audience, we want to help you find your post and find an audience to listen to what you've got to say. So hashtag Be More Yellow. It's not Yellow Tuxedo. You don't want to be like us. That's absolutely fine. But hashtag Be More Yellow. It's all about standing out from the crowd, showing up and being seen. And therefore, if you start using that hashtag on any of your posts, we can obviously go through and filter those and start sharing you on our platforms and stuff. And we'd love to support as many businesses as we possibly can. For example,
we're all in this together, aren't we?
For example, I would like to do a little shout out to Michelle Tuckwell, Chalk and Cheese Wax Melt. She does amazing homemade candles, and she started doing a mail order, like a postable box of tea lights and wax.
What do they call it? Letterbox friendly.
Letterbox friendly. Doesn't have to go into a post office, doesn't have to touch another human being. She can literally do her one part of exercise a day, go to her post box and post it, done. So she has got an amazing product, smells amazing, and actually, let's face it, we're going to have a few weeks in our houses, we're all going to have pongy houses at the end of it, so why not freshen up your house? And also...
Well, I'm just thinking about the kids, but yes. We need to freshen up the house.
Jane Ray, the Thirsty Foal, she has a horsebox bar. Also, she has it with her partner Mike has a horsebox bar, and they do a lot of gin tasting sessions and private parties. Would you stop coughing?
I do cough every day.
You don't cough any other part of the day, apart from the film. She started doing we'll be starting to do postable gin tasting kits where you can have 4 different types of gin with the tasting notes and the garnish, and it suggested how to, and we'll take you through the steps of how to taste your gin. Like she would do a virtual gin tasting. I think that's a really brilliant idea. So people are actually starting to think about what they can do. Of course, we've talked about Backbeat lots this week, but she's been doing amazing things with her virtual videos. Joe Wicks again, amazing.
Wow, you know, I'm like, the weird thing about Joe Wicks is I feel like a proud parent, having had nothing ever to kind of do with his success, but I have followed him very closely to the extent that about 5-6 years ago, still when he was relatively, I think his first book may have been out, and he used to lean out of his window going, "Good morning, Surbiton," and Soberton, sorry, and do this thing. And we lived in a place called Sholing, High Sholing, and I used to lean out the kitchen door, go, "Good morning, Sholing," didn't I? And so followed him quite closely for about 6 years, and you know, got his business model from day one, and have talked about it long and hard to many people. And I feel, you know, let's be brutally honest, Joe Wicks has been successful for many years, but he's now talking about becoming successful because of the past few days, and I found that fascinating.
BBC and Channel 4 want to get him on live feeds on the actual telly box itself.
Why not?
That's amazing.
Why not? It is amazing.
Also, I'd like
10
to say,
out of 10, Joe. We love you.
We had a little smile of pride and happiness. Not that we can impact anyone else.
No, we take no credit. It just makes us happy and proud.
We popped onto the Instagram app yesterday, first thing in the morning.
And Instagram, how old are you? 70? I was on the Instagram app. Anyway, I was on Instagram.
All right. Well, you could be watching it on your... I use the computer quite a lot.
I do use Instagram on the computer a lot. Agreed.
When you go onto the home page of Instagram and you get all your Instagram stories at the top, live.
Oh yeah,
everyone at 9 a.m. was live on their Instagram.
There was a lot of live, and I love it.
Was amazing, because if this is what it's taking for you to start going live on your feed, to start seeing a wider audience, then I applaud you. Well done for getting out there. And
so that's step one. Step two, consistency, and that's what Joe Wicks has done. His Insta story game is hot.
Yeah.
I feel better now. Perhaps I just needed a chat this morning.
Don't start this. Don't start going live every single day. Don't start doing these online products and stuff. And then in 3-4 weeks, if and when it starts to find an exit to it, don't stop. Don't stop.
There's a story of a business. I think this is about 5-6 years old, and I can't remember the name, so it's a rubbish story. He basically, it's a chap, used to just set the camera up every day, like, you know, it might have been his dinner or whatever, and just chat to his community, his followers, every day at the same time. And that's what helped his business grow. It's such a powerful thing. Right, I think we need to draw a line there, because if we carry on with then super waffling...
Look how he's changed.
I have, honestly. I've had a little bit of a vent. I feel okay. Perhaps the caffeine kicked in. I don't know. But we are empowered by what we do. That's why we do it. And, so thank you very much. And have an amazing day.
Bye.
Bye.